Hey, good afternoon, my electrolytes. How y'all doing today? So we're gonna do electric rants on Ghost Rider 1 and 2. So let's see what these movies are all about. Roll the intro, guys. What did I think about Ghost Rider? Like, I'll tell you what I liked and what I didn't like. First thing that I liked was Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. Hold your pitchfork and let me explain myself. Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider wasn't that bad. I think his character had like a lot of weight and like he was very like genuine as the movie went on. But in the first like half of the movie, you could see like he's like egotistical like stunt writer, but then it comes all falling down on him, and then like you just see like the curse, like the Ghost Rider, is starting to take its toll on him and a toll on his soul, to be honest. And you can see like his character had like a lot of weight, like emotion. You can see that. And like the one funny moment that I found was like where he's eating some jelly beans. That was the one funny moment that you needed in this movie, like to balance out like all the serious moments in the movie. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider wasn't that bad. And his character like a lot of genuine heart to him and a lot of weight. And you could see like the Ghost Rider basically just torturing him, and he wonders why he ever made the deal with Mephisto in the first place. So Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, big thumbs up from me. Eva Mendes as Roxanne, oh, her character acting was like a wooden board. You could replace her with anybody, and I wouldn't have noticed. I was like, this is this long lost love. You thought she would have had more emotion and more weight to her, like her missing him. To be honest, it's like she gets mad at him because he misses a date. She goes back with him later on. You know that generic like character like bridge, like from point A to point B, like that generic character bridge. To be honest, I was like, and then the last act of this movie, like where he's fighting Blackheart, she contributes nothing. All she does is toss a gun and be annoying. I'm like, why are you even here? You could have just stayed back. You could not even be in the scene in the first place. You contribute nothing. Sam Elliott as like the caretaker and Carter Slade, I found it excellent. I found it excellent, to be honest. He's like your generic caretaker, but you find out like he's more than just like a caretaker. He is Carter Slade, like the first Ghost Rider, and like he gives him the scrolls to explain why this curse is the way it is, and like why this is happening to him, and like how to keep the curse and like balance the curse in his life with his like actual normal life. And oh my god, the the last part, like the last ride with like Carter Slade and like Ghost Rider. Oh my god, that made me squeal so much, man. That was awesome. Even though it was only for a few minutes, it was amazing. That was amazing, and a nice touch by the director to add that in there for like the fans of like both Ghost Riders. To be honest, so let's get to the parts that really bothered me. Mephisto and Blackheart. I want to go with Blackheart first. Blackheart's acting is so over the top. It's so hammy. It's like a generic hammy villain. You see in like those like operas, like over the top Broadways. No offense to people who don't watch Broadways, but it's like that over the top. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, you're Blackheart, the son of Mephisto. Be intimidating. And like, oh, like the fight scene between Ghost Rider and Blackheart was weak. He absorbed all those souls and became Legion. I was like, you're setting yourself up to be beaten very easily. What would have been cool is like if Blackheart took Ghost Rider down to Mephisto's place. Well, hell, and like he fought Mephisto and Blackheart together in one epic battle. That would have been awesome. But no, we get this generic graveyard scene where Blackheart gets beaten easily because he absorbed all the souls, and Ghost Rider was able to like purge all the souls back to hell. And let's see, Mephisto in this movie, oh, he was only in there for like a few minutes, but Mephisto, oh god, it was annoying. They ruined the character for me, and he was only in the movie for a few minutes. They ruined the character for me. Both Mephisto and Blackheart are my favorite villains in the Marvel universe, in the Ghost Rider universe, and they ruined it for me. Both of them could have been done so much better in this movie, and they were given next to no character One was over the top, and next was given no character. Both could have been done much better by the director. So what I think this movie as a whole, like a score, I give this movie a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. This movie was really good, except for those last parts. Took away 3 points from me. So, Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance. It stars Nicolas Cage once again as the Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze. Now he is hiding out in Eastern Europe. And also stars Idris Elba, another one of my favorite actors. And what did I think of Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance? This movie was terrible. It was terrible. It was god awful. The effects look like a kindergarten student's animation project. The effects was just so over the top and like so silly. It's not even funny. Why did you make these effects over the top? And like the editing, oh my god, that's speed editing. Stop trying to make this movie artsy. It's a Ghost Rider. It's supposed to be like a fun superhero movie, and you're trying to make this movie artsy. The effects on Ghost Rider, oh my god, were just like laughable and like so terrible. You can't take Ghost Rider seriously in this movie. He was very laughable, and Nicolas Cage was over the top in this movie, and hammy. He was the one being hammy in this movie compared to the first movie. It was like very like downplayed and like very like heartwarming, like at least has some character and weight to him. This one is just like an over the top generic superhero in this movie. Ghost Rider has next to no character in this movie. Oh, the acting in this movie was just like over the top and like hammy. I could just call this movie hammy. Ghost Rider 2, Hammy of Vengeance. And you wouldn't have noticed a difference whatsoever. You would not have noticed. This movie was terrible. The only thing that was good in this movie, the only thing, was where Ghost Rider turned a big old crane into like a chainsaw, a flaming chainsaw. That's about it. That's the only thing that is good in this movie. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider sucked in this movie. Idris Elba, just a generic like helping person. Mephisto, they managed to mess Mephisto up for a second time again. Was also terrible. They confined him to a car. Mephisto's like I said, this Chernobyl type being, and they confined him to a car for Pete's sakes. And his henchman Blackout, next to no character. That's what I say. Nobody has any character in this movie. Everybody is just like bland. Everyone was like, they just woke up at 5:30 in the morning and they filmed this with like some bright lights on the set. That's basically what this movie was like. It was like Sleepy the movie. Sleepy the movie. This movie really pissed me off because I liked the first one. The first one was a 7 out of 10 for me. At least had like some character and like weight to it. But this one had nothing. All the characters were awful. They all acted awful. The direction was awful. Ghost Rider was awful. Blackout was awful. Mephisto was awful. And a little boy that he had to take care of was also awful in this movie. I give this movie a 1 out of 10. A 1 out of 10. You're lucky I'm giving you a 1 out of 10 and not a negative 1 out of 10. Because this movie ruined the character of Ghost Rider for me. He ruined the character of Ghost Rider in the movie universe for me. For the first one, had actually like some character and weight to it. This one made Ghost Rider like an over the top, hammy anti-hero, which that's not supposed to be. Ghost Rider's supposed to like be like have some character like a weight to him. This one just makes him look over the top and generic. So this movie, 1 out of 10. I'm done. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, like the effects are so laughable, I will leave a link to all the laughable scenes in this movie. It's not even funny. I swear. Like a first year animation student did this. They just hired somebody like, hey buddy, you want to make a couple of bucks? And like he edited this movie, and like the facts, why is Ghost Rider's skull black? That's what I wonder. His skull's supposed to be white, no matter if he's overusing it or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't show that the Ghost Rider's torturing. It shows like he's just being like over the top and hammy with it. It's 1 out of 10 for me. I'm done. Good night.